They're waiting right now. Get in, so that's fine. We can
Awesome.
in 3 minutes. Okay, so now we're live. We're live on eTurboNews. Hello, everybody. We're getting ready here
Hi.
for you. Okay. Now what I want to do is share it to our groups. Okay, share on the group. Okay. Then it's automatically on the main Facebook, but it's not shared to the pages. I'm going to share it to eTurboNews, and some of them they go on African tourism, but not this one. This is not enough. But I'm going to share it also on Hawaii News Online. People love to hear about of friends, I think, so it's fine. We have a local
Okay.
publication too, so I'm going to put it on in a local
Yeah, sure.
channel here. So I'm going to put it on that one. Hawaii News Online. I think I'm going to put it on the LGBT too. So we have a number of things here. Okay, share. Okay, share to page. Okay, one more and then we can start.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, so that's a minute and a half. Okay, so let's try to get people in here.
Yes.
Okay, we have one left. Maybe there are more coming. So we got Benita.
Hi.
Hi, Benita. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
We're going to have a very small crowd on this because the focus is really on the event, and we're going to repeat this throughout the months and have it on eTurboNews live on social media. But right now it's only you, so you're the most important person from you're our audience right now. Let's see. So I hope you like Friends because.
Well, Jürgen, I've been enjoying your conversations for the last couple of months and all the people from around the world who have contributed. You're doing a terrific job.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Okay, we got Stephen coming in, Stephen Brown.
It's not easy to prepare all of these.
I think I overdid it, to be honest with you. I had like 4 hours sleep last night and every night because we got now so many through this lounge, so it's like all week, like back to back almost. It's crazy, but it's good. We get good responses, and a lot of people are seeing it on the World Tourism Day. We had more than almost 400,000 people between the podcast and everything, so that was good.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning.
Where are you from?
Hi.
How are you? I live in New York. I'm originally from the United Kingdom.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, I was just telling Benita, we're going to have a very small audience. It's just Benita and you right now, but it's a fairly large audience outside of this. So we're expecting a few 100,000 people when we're done with this, the end of the month. So, but it's a very small audience usually, people coming in. So it's 10 o'clock. So let me just put a pause in here and we can start. And we're on live on our various channels on ETN and also on the social media already. So
okay,
just give it 20 seconds. Aloha and bonjour. Good morning. My name is Jürgen Steinmetz and from livestream.travel in Honolulu, and we're celebrating the launch of the World Tourism Network, and we're profiling our members and understand what our members can bring to this new organization. So we're very excited to have an entire month of presentations from literally every corner of the world. And this morning, our time, or in this evening, I would better say in France, we're welcoming, and I'm so sorry, my French I always failed in school, but it's called Béranger, you have to correct me.
Yes. No, it's right. Béranger, yeah.
In Cannes, I believe, in France, and southern France is one of my favorite areas. You have the best food in the world and so many parties in regular times when there isn't COVID. And so, especially when you're younger, I think it's a great place to visit. We will keep this very interactive since we have a very small live crowd right now. There are 5 of us coming in, and but we have a good audience when it comes outside. So many of you who will hear this are probably seeing us on Facebook, on eTurboNews, and we're going to repeat it throughout our month in December when we celebrate World Tourism Network. Also, for those that wanted to see more events on World Tourism Network, just simply go to WTN.travel and click on the banner for events, or you can go directly WTN.travel/expo, and you'll find all our different events coming up, and they're growing actually every day. Our keynote, we're very excited on December 10th. So if you hear this before December 10th, make sure you attend our keynote with His Excellency Maura. She's the Minister of Tourism and Culture for Bahrain, and she's running actually to become the next Secretary General for the United Nations World Tourism Organization, and she will give us an insight what her view is on the future of tourism and specifically UNWTO, and she will be joined by ministers of tourism from around the world and also by former candidates of tourism, like for instance Walter Memzebi, like Alain Saint-Ange, who is also on our board. So this will be probably a very, very interesting session, but we have more in the aviation field. We have Vijay, many of you know, who was a former VP for Etihad Airways, giving us an overview on the aviation industry worldwide. And we're going to many other countries, but today we're in France. And welcome, Bérenger. Tell us a little bit more about you and what we're talking about today.
Sure, definitely. I will share my screen if you allow me, so we can have a proper idea of the topic of today. Here we go. Maybe it's fine now. You see my screen, right?
We see your screen, and maybe I wanted to add to what I said. Since this is such a small crowd, we wanted to keep it interactive. If you do have background noise, you can just simply mute yourself. If not, we can try to do it without muting. But if you have questions, I think it's okay, Bérenger, people just jump in and ask questions.
Totally.
We don't have to go through the formal chat and all of these other things. It's just us, small family here today.
Definitely. Feel free to interrupt me or to ask me any question. I will be glad to answer, and we can even discuss, because I know the context is peculiar, you know, so everyone has some issue, some question about the situation. So feel free to interact.
Well, good luck with the yeah, let me just
okay.
I'm going to
so today, as Jürgen said, sure, definitely. Awesome. So as Jürgen said, today it's about south of France. I'm really glad to be here today and to present, I would say, what about south of France that you may know, of course, said Jürgen. So today it will be an overview, because maybe some of you are beginners regarding the destination, but some of you may be experts of France and the French Riviera, for instance, or even Provence. So we'll see Bordeaux as well, because it's also part of south of France on the ocean side. And then we'll discuss opportunities and how this situation, this new context has affected the regions, but also how we can manage to find new ways to develop, to discover these regions and to promote them as well. I have a question and answer slide at the end, but of course, as I said, and as Jürgen said, feel free to interrupt me. We can just interact. We are a small number of people tonight, and it's better to discuss it. So, okay, let's go. I will just introduce myself quickly. So I'm the founder of Your Travel Experiences. We are Your Travel Experience. We are a French DMC, actually based in Cannes, so near film festival city, you know. And our job for 5 years now is to create bespoke experiences at Your Travel Experience for high-end FITs, but also for groups, leisure groups, and some nice experiences as well in France, in the whole country of France, but definitely south of France since we are based in it. We are part of the SCOL and ETOA as well, and I'm really glad we can join WTN as well, because to us it's really important to discuss with like homologues and to meet new travel professionals, new actors, new stakeholders actually, to go through this situation in the first place, and also to create some links, some bonds, and some partnerships, we hope, you know, for our clients and for yours as well. So off we go. Welcome to Southern France. So the sea, the sun, of course, but some impressive spots as well. First, I will just make a first overview regarding the situation and the COVID-19 in France. Right. So we are able, you know, to move, to discover like some places if we want. The thing is that the restaurants are still closed, and the bar as well, they are closed. So we cannot live as a normal way, but still we have gained some freedom regarding the pathways. It will be even more flexible, so that's great news to us as well. And then the restaurant should reopen by the 20th of January, so in more than 1 month. So still we need to wait and be patient, but maybe February should be the beginning of a new, a real new year, I would say. So let's see how it goes. So tonight or today, depending on your country, we'll discover south of France. As you can see on the map, south of France is between Bordeaux from the left to Provence and Côte d'Azur on the right. The first thing I wanted to highlight is that tourism is really important to France and to French people as well, because we are the world's most visited country with more than 89 million people coming every year. So that's really important to us to have sustainable tourism, to have something respectful for our local partners, of course, for the environment as well, and also to promote, I would say, the spots and the places we have in France. Tonight we will focus on 3 different regions, as I said, which are French Riviera, Provence, and Bordeaux. French Riviera and Provence are the most visited region in France after Paris. So that's really interesting and important to focus on those regions, since they are like really well known for tourists when it comes to France. The first region I wanted to discuss with you is French Riviera. So I don't know if some of you have already been to French Riviera, if you want just to interact or to discuss it. Jürgen, maybe I know you, you went.
Okay, you broke up a little bit, so I didn't hear your last question. So sorry.
Okay, okay, no worry. I was saying, yes. Can you hear me right now?
Oh, I can hear you again. You came back, yes. Sorry about
awesome. No, that's fine. That's totally fine. So yes, I was saying maybe is anyone, or maybe you, Jürgen, because you went to Nice, wanted to just drop some words when it comes to French Riviera. What comes to your mind? What word do you think about the climate, or maybe you know, the sea, the coast? What do you expect?
It's very Mediterranean. Living in Hawaii, I'm not a big beach person, so I don't, you know, I have the beach right in front of my doorstep, so I may think a little bit different than most people, but I love the atmosphere, and I love the food, and I love the feelings. I love all these different cafes and places you can go to. For me, it's a very beautiful area. It's a relaxing area. I love to get on the train to go to Monaco and go into Italy. There's a lot to do, and especially I think if someone is younger than me, there's a lot of party opportunities, and you find a lot of beautiful yachts and people with a lot of money, but you find, you know, I think it's something for everyone in southern France.
Totally. Everyone can just, you know, find a way to enjoy it and to appreciate the area, I guess. Yes, definitely. Okay, so just a quick highlight actually of the main spots, I would say, on the French Riviera. As you said, Monaco, of course, is definitely part of the French Riviera. And then you have Nice, which is really famous for its airport, of course, because it's an international airport. And then you have Cannes, famous for the film festival, of course. Our agency is based in Cannes, actually. I'm now in Cannes. And then you have Saint-Tropez, definitely the most fancy place after after Monaco, but also most beautiful because the village is really tiny and charming. So I wanted to just highlight three different things. Three themes, I would say, you can find in on the French Riviera. Of course, the first one is culture and history, because we have many little villages. We have like upper hill villages and on rocks, whatever, and some monuments which are dating like few years ago or few hundred years ago. So that's really incredible. The modern side is, combined with the ancient one and the former monuments as well. And that's important because you can visit them private, in a private way with a guide. I know regarding the new context, many people and many guests will say, I want to be safe because I'm afraid for my health and for my life. So it's totally possible on the French Riviera, especially, to enjoy a private discovery of the region without having too many costs and something really expensive, because people are used to visit it in group of 2, 4, 6 guests, so you can really enjoy, I think, in a safe way, the area. Then, of course, local and refined gastronomy is the key, because you can have Michelin-starred chef coming to the market with you and then doing a barbecue or doing a masterclass, and you can just enjoy the sea, facing the sea, and have like great produce and great products as well, and even meet the owners of some I don't know, vineyards or wine cellar or even olive oil mill. So that's really interesting. For instance, we can visit, we offer to our guests to visit a wine cellar which has more than 350,000 bottles. So that's quite a collection and really interesting. Our guests are keen on this kind of experiences. And then also authentic encounters, because that's important to discover the local side, I would say, of the area, and also sustainable as well. So that's always interesting to discover, like, private domain, for instance, Grasse, which is a city on the French Riviera, is really well known for its perfume. And you may know Fragonard, maybe, which is one of the most famous brands here. And we do have one owner, which is a private owner, not part of the big groups of perfume, that could, just visit with you the property and try some tasting session, smell session as well, with the flowers, the fruits, and that's quite amazing. So this is it for the French Riviera. I'm sure you are well aware of this area, and I will now focus on Provence, which is maybe a region you know as well. Of course, for the lavender fields, because it's like the huge thing about Provence. Even if the lavender fields are only in blossom and blossoming, like from June to July, so you have only like 40 days or 45 days to enjoy them. But it's quite a thing when you reach it and when you can enjoy it. So Provence is all about colorful villages, gastronomy, but also many little villages, but also the coast as well, because it comes from Marseille and Aix-en-Provence, then to reach the Luberon and the Alpes, which are two natural parks, wonderful natural parks. And then you have also the Camargue area, which is famous for its horses, bulls, and these kind of things, before reaching Avignon, Orange, and then going to Montélimar before reaching Lyon, actually. So this is the real Provence, the true Provence, I mean, in the one you can see lavender fields, red rocks, orange rocks, discovering many different properties. So as I said, there are many villages, but they are really colorful, between yellow, red, brown. All the facades are really colorful and incredible, Then you can also enjoy local and refined gastronomy as well, with truffles or olive oil, marmalade, this kind of things. You can taste them because there are many different markets, local markets. I mean, you can even have some people, just aside the road selling their product. You can just stop with your car, discuss with them, and enjoy the real life of what is it to live in Provence, Enjoy some hikes as well, of course, because the hills and rocks are just amazing. You can really appreciate in this area, but also authentic encounters. What I recommend, I put this one, is the hot air balloon, because even if you have to get up early, because it's about 5 a.m. or something like that, you need to see it, because just enjoying the sun rising over the mountain, the hills, and then see the sea, which is really far away, that's amazing. That's a true experience I recommend. So if some of you have already been to Provence, or if you have any question, feel free just to interrupt and interact with me. I will be glad to answer them. The last region, I think, because there is no question, the last region I wanted to introduce is Bordeaux. Bordeaux is more about wine, gastronomy, enology, and facing the ocean. So it's different, than the Mediterranean Sea we discussed at first. So Bordeaux is more about oyster with Arcachon, for instance. Arcachon is really famous for its oyster, private boat tours and everything. Then Bordeaux, of course, with the wine part, as I said, but also many monuments, incredible monuments, and the architectures, the painters. Some writers, painters are really famous coming from Bordeaux as well. It's like called a little Paris now, because many people from Paris just came to Bordeaux to escape the huge city, the huge capital city, while enjoying a chic city as well. Saint-Emilion is well known, of course, because it's like a huge vineyard village. Actually, there are many properties with local owners, with huge properties as well. So you can experience different types of wines of property size as well. So it's quite interesting. And then, of course, you have the Médoc, which is another wine on the region of Bordeaux, and really famous as well. If you go to Bordeaux, I would recommend definitely to combine Bordeaux, Saint-Emilion, and the Médoc region, at least, if not Arcachon, because you will enjoy different types of wine of property. If you are an expert and if you love wines, or if you like to enjoy these well-known wines, I think you will be able to pass a great time and to spend well your time. So of course, this is the culture and history is a picture of Saint-Emilion, as I said. For instance, I can recommend to visit a property, then you have the owner that will welcome you. You can eat on spot with her. She is really kind. And she is a licensed guide as well. So then she can just go around with you, discover Saint-Emilion. There are some underground monuments. She has the keys. She's like one of the only ones to have the keys in the village. You can go with her and experience a true private experience, which is really important in nowadays, I guess. Of course, as I said, the enology is really part of Bordeaux, but still you have some Michelin stars restaurants that are amazing there. Many chefs, many famous French chefs are established in Bordeaux as well, because it's a city combining like modern gastronomy, but also like the traditions and the local side of the specialties. As well, we have the authentic encounters. I put this boat photo of a fisherman because we have many fishermen that are ready to bring you on their boat and to discuss with you, to try to, experience from the inside, I would say, but not in a hard way, just something smooth, to understand what is it to have some oyster or some fish, and then to have it cooked by local people as well. It's really important and interesting to live. These regions I showed you actually, so French Riviera, Provence, and Bordeaux, have many opportunities, especially in this context, because as I know, and as you may know, of course, in this context, the first concern for our guests is, will I be safe, when I travel? Because I want to be safe. I don't want my child or my children to be in danger, or my family or my friends, or if you are a CEO, you don't want your employees as well to travel and to be in danger. So these destinations are 100% safe. because they respect the sanitary regulations, and our partners do as well, of course. And a label exists actually to certify that. So there are safe label partners, and all the local operators we can offer you, or I can recommend you, are labeled with this sign. And it's really important, because when you go to the mountain or in nature, it's okay to be safe. But when it comes to museum or visits in properties, for instance, you have to be sure that you will be safe. Of course, authentic discoveries is all about 2020 and 2021. Many people do not want to go to mass tourism and to do the things that they usually do. Now they want to experience some things, they want something different. And I think going to remote areas such as small villages, like maybe with only 200 inhabitants, or going to a huge city, but experience like a private art gallery or private restaurant or an experience, will be a thing actually, because they will just enjoy their life without having any concern or issue during their stay. And having a place which is uncrowded, is quite inspiring as well, I guess. So this is our aim, to promote these kinds of destinations. Sustainability is really important to us, I guess, and to many other operators. And I know WTN is really focused on that as well. It should be our future, and we need to be ensured that our partners will be okay with our tourists, with our guests, that they will be able to promote their, their savoir-faire, their skills as well, without having any harm or damage to their property or to the sites the guests will visit, or to the natural sites as well, because it's important that the next generations could enjoy these sites as well, and that the economy could, have something quite positive from tourism, and not something negative, and not a negative impact, I would say. Also, everyone wants exclusive experiences, as I said, and having private encounters, having bespoke experiences is a thing. And I think this kind of regions, compared to other regions in France, should be definitely on your top list to promote special experiences and bespoke one as well. So I don't know if some of you have any thoughts, any comments or ideas regarding the COVID situation in France, or regarding the experiences we could offer, because that was a quick presentation. Of course, the aim is to have a view. Now we can just have some details if you want. I'm really available and will be glad to answer your questions.
I do have a question, actually. Are reservations are reservations required for museums or other tourist attractions for our clients going there?
Definitely, you have like some passes, you can buy for them, and they will enjoy it for a day, 2 days, 3 days, and it's like a combination of different offers. It could be transportation, it could be museum, it could be visits, or some discounts. Some other entrances are free, So definitely, almost every cities on the French Riviera, Bordeaux and Provence, have these kinds of passes.
Right, but as far as with COVID, the COVID situation here in New York, going to museums and other tourist attractions due to the social distancing, the reservations are required, so they're not going to have so many people visit, these places.
Yes.
Do they have them there in France at the moment?
Yes, actually in France, we will have them from the 20th of December, so in the coming days. Also, as I said, the only thing we do not have is restaurants. So if some passes are including some discounts on the restaurant, they won't be able to accept the offer. But otherwise, regarding the monuments, the museum and everything, it will be okay. It will be open from the 20th, except for groups. If your clients are individual, of course, they can just buy the passes and enjoy them. That's fine. But for groups, as you said, there will be like less slots than usual. So it would be more complicated to have some available time, actually.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. You've been fantastic.
Thanks for your question. I'm really
pleasure.
glad. No, thank you. I'm really glad.
I see there is Benita. She typed a question in the chat. Let me read this.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm familiar with most of the destinations, she said. What new hotels are being built in the Riviera? Boutique or convention hotels?
Yes, definitely. Especially on the French Riviera, there are many different things popping up actually. In Cannes, for instance, we will have two new, brand new 5-star hotels that will open in the coming years. It should be 2021 or 2022. While we do have other hotels that have been refurbished and are still closed because it was a huge deal. We have many new art galleries on the French Riviera as well, with new designers, but also with famous and renowned designers as well. And some museums are popping up on the theme of famous writers or painters to actually tell the story, like Aix-en-Provence did with Cézanne, or like, you know, in the Netherlands, they would say with Van Gogh as well. So yes, many things are coming up, and also regarding the gastronomic and enologic experiences. So it should be interesting, you know, for us to keep in touch, maybe be in contact. I will be glad to send you some tips and some new things that should open, so you can double check on your own as well.
And maybe a question from here. Americans, of course, are eager to travel back to France. France is probably America's most favorite destination in the world. And so how's your prediction? Not that you have a silver thought on this one, but maybe, yeah. How's the situation? Because the COVID situation in the United States, unfortunately, is very serious. And I believe it's also very serious in France.
Definitely.
How do you see this developing? We're talking here about vaccine starting to be distributed as early as next week, I heard today. Is France, is this all, it's probably, we're all in the same boat, I would think somehow, right?
Yes, definitely. France follows the same pattern, you know. We had at first the announcement and the statements about the vaccine as well, and everyone was crazy, like, okay, we are finally free, but still it was only a statement. So now we are waiting for the true facts regarding the vaccine. But I guess, yes, the situation is quite the same as the US, actually. The hospitals are not really crowded at all. This is why the lockdown was decreased while the cases were decreasing as well. So that's great news. We can go to work, we can live as usual, especially regarding, you know, work, shop. The only thing we do not have is our cinemas and restaurants, as I said. So I guess travelers should be able to come back to France like in January, I guess, I should say, European travelers. But regarding the US, I would say, I don't have, as you said, special powers, but I would say March. Why March? Because in France, each time there are like Christmas, New Year's Eve, or as we saw in summer, there was huge holidays, vacations, and people gathering and everything. We have a lockdown of 1 month after this one. And I guess in Christmas, in beginning of January, we should have some lockdown again, maybe a third wave, I don't know. But if it's the case, then it should be the case for the other countries as well, unfortunately. And I guess March should be the end, actually, of these waves. So people could start again. The airlines are booking as well from February to go to France. So I guess, you know, February, March should be like a keystone or a deadline really important to us.
Is France also entertaining travel bubbles? We're talking a lot about travel bubbles. Like here in Hawaii, we just established such a travel connection with Japan, what is one of our most important markets. And now I heard we may have similar arrangements with Canada and South Korea and possibly even Australia. And definitely. I know EU and European Union is pretty much almost like one country, at least when I was there last time. Now it looks like there are many countries again because everyone is having borders. Can people travel, like if you wanted to go to Italy, for example, what is just a few minutes away, is that possible or?
Yes, actually, yeah. Actually, Italy, France, Switzerland, and Spain are quite in discussing like the travel bubbles, as you said. The aim is to have the same regulation and restriction for all the countries. our borderline countries, I would say. At the moment, actually, from the past months, we could go to Italy. It's not forbidden, but the thing is that when you cross the border, there is nothing, because Italy was closed as well when France was closed. So it was, not really relevant to us to go to Italy. But still, for the holidays, if we want to go to Italy, we can. The only issue we have now in France is regarding the ski, because the ski season, because in France it won't be possible to ski in December. We will wait until January, and different European countries have opened actually their ski sites and resorts. So that should be a problem, because yes, French people cannot go there. Honestly, I think the end of January would be the beginning of a new era to us, because we are working with different European countries as well, and our government is trying hard, as you said, for yours with Australia, with Canada, with the different countries. So I think it should be clear for us and to see, yes, by the end of January.
No, let's hope so. So, and if
Yes.
anyone, of course, we're going to put your information also on WTN. You're one of our members, and thank you for this. We would welcome your ongoing engagement. We'd love to have a chapter maybe in Cannes or in southern France.
Yes, definitely. I would love to be more committed. I'm just sending my details right now so you can have them in.
Yeah, and if you wanted to actually send us this PowerPoint, we'd be happy to put it on the website and link it to your profile. And perhaps we can start an initiative in southern France you could lead. So let us know. We're building this organization from scratch. And it's only as we're trying to build it from the bottom up, not from the top down. So it's really up
That's
to
amazing.
People in various regions to build their way within WTN. We would love to continue working with you, but let's see if there's any more questions from the audience. We have 8 of us here.
Awesome.
Well, I don't see anyone raising.
I sent my contact details. So Benita, for instance, if you want to ask me some things, as you said, regarding the boutique hotels or convention bureau hotel as well, feel free, and everyone just feel free to contact me. I will be glad to answer. I really appreciate your initiative, Jürgen. Thanks for giving us this opportunity to connect, to discuss, to present our destinations, but also, just to discuss between homologues. That's really useful to us and important in this kind of context. So thanks a lot for your time. If I can do anything, of course, on the French side and the Riviera side as well, I will be glad to do it.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and we love that. And thank you everyone for tuning in. You will find an archive of this event probably in a few hours on WTN.travel/expo, but we'll be repeating this session with all the other sessions we have through the entire month. So we're going to get a lot more people learning about southern France and learning about your travel experience. So if I book France the next time, I will definitely go to your travel experience and get your advice. Thank you so much, Andre. This was makes me almost homesick to southern France.
Thanks a lot, Jürgen. It will be my pleasure to welcome you on the French Riviera.
Okay, bonjour, and thank you.